when we produce tuna and wine, they said the best wine is the one that has kept longer. So in the initial stages, they don't taste nice. If I give you the tuna you eat, when we produce it from the factory that day, if we give it to you, you'll never like it. But as we produce it and we keep it for a very long time, after some months, when you eat it, it's very nice. But these are the stages where when we enter into certain relationships and there are little problems there, we think it cannot go well. Does it that we should reject it, or we should leave it like the tuna? After some months or after some years, it tastes very nice.
You know, that is why you should know yourself, whether you are tuna or you are Coca-Cola. If you can't differentiate between you being Coca-Cola or you being tuna, you get worried. Wine doesn't get worried when it lasts for long. But Coca-Cola gets worried when it's on the shelf for 4 months. So who are you? Before you decide, there are some men you know you can start gradual with. There are some women you know you can start gradually. There are some you can't start. So know who you are. Then you know which industry you fit in. Before you jump as tuna to a Coca-Cola factory, or you jump as Coca-Cola to a tuna factory, you get spoiled along the way. I hope you have answered your question. Next question, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to talk about what people say that I am or you are. Mm-hmm. You see, even the Son of God, Jesus Christ, many people got it wrong, who he was or who he is. You understand? So how do we deal with that problem of people misrepresenting our character, or misjudging our attitude, or even saying things that we are not? You understand? So that's my own question.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, it's normal for people to misjudge you or misrepresent you. It's normal. It happens. I don't think every record of whatever it is the people around said was recorded. There are people who even have what they thought in their mind and might not have told Jesus. It was the bold ones who told Jesus. So it's the bold ones who will tell you that, Mr. Adetona, I think you are like this. I think you are like that. The other ones might be rumor that you hear. But if you know it is not you, push it aside. You see, there are people who would dislike you because they dislike themselves. They don't like themselves. They themselves, they have a problem with them. And it's normal. People will just hate the sight of you. Somebody will hate you because you look like her ex. Should that be a problem? You should be worried if your wife is doing the same thing. Or maybe if Pastor Daniel is doing the same thing. But the lady who is selling coke outside, who has no link or connection to you, why should her problem be your problem? Because you don't have any direct link or influence on her. She can continue, but the people around you who will sell you will let other people know who you really are. Sometimes you get too worried about the far people who are around and saying all sorts of nonsense. If we rely on that, then some of us standing here like by now will be dead, including me. But we are still alive, because it is not all. Do you know how many gossip go around in the church? We are all Christians, so. But those who don't even know me, those who have not stepped in my house before, those who have not had any contact with me, they know me too well. But I'll get worried if Pastor Daniel is the one saying it, because Pastor Daniel has stayed in my house before. You can talk, but I'll get concerned when it's Pastor Daniel. Pastor Somo, I'll not bother too much because there's a gap. I'll get worried if it's Pastor David, because Pastor David, I've known him since 95. There are times that things happen and nobody can tell Pastor David except me. And I'm a You can do all your things. If he decides he will not mind you, he will not mind you. But me, he must mind me. Because there's a level of connection that we have. And it's not because of today. It's what we've built in the past and where we are going to tomorrow. So he will listen. There are some things that Pastor Tony will say that I will listen and take. Auntie Dab the same. But there are people who are far. And let me tell you one strange person. This girl seated right here. This one. Because she has worked with me before. Last time there was an issue. And I got a little pissed. And the reason why I was angry with is that this person has been in my workplace and know how I deal with things. And I didn't expect her to fall for somebody who was lying. This lady. Somebody told her that I said she should go ahead and do something. And she knew she was supposed to come to me and confirm. She didn't. She went to do that, saying that, and the person said, Mommy, you said. This person who said it doesn't know me. This person has never worked around me. This person just met me in church. I can even count the number of times this person has spoken to me. And when she was talking, she said, Mommy, I know you don't do your things like that, but I got confused because she said it. Some of you, that is it. Oh. She, that has been in my workplace because she was there for like a year, right? Before she went to school. She know that I will not do that. But somebody was able to convince her. Till I spoke. Then she realized that, oh, it's true. Mommy is still the same person. So be careful. Don't let the wider society deceive you so much. But be careful the close people who are sensible what they tell you and take them. Any other question for me?
Good evening. This is an online question. The question goes, as a guy, does being ready for marriage makes you a man and responsible? And also, not being ready for marriage makes you a boy or irresponsible?
Simply put, what makes you a boy and what makes you a man? Okay. If you can feed yourself, gradually you are becoming a man. If you can till the land like Adam and name the animals and name the plants, count them, you are a man. But until then, you are a boy. I spoke in Proverbs. I hope you understand. Next question.
Online question. How do you maintain a healthy balance between spending quality time together as a couple and not turning your individual interests and friendship outside of the relationship?
The question again.
How do you maintain a healthy balance between spending quality time as a couple and not turning your individual interests and friendship outside of the relationship?
A little confusing as a question, but I'll try and answer it. Let me tell you something. No single individual can satisfy all your emotional needs. It's a fact. Some of you, the fact that you decide to get married, you feel that everything you need will come from this woman or this man. They can satisfy you emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is. But life is a journey. It gets to a point that you have to deal with your individuality. Recently, I put something on my Facebook wall about Michelle Obama talking about her marriage. And she said something like, at a point, she thought her happiness depended on her husband until she came to realize that her happiness depends on herself, not her husband. If you are happy, we can spend quality time together. But if you are depressed, quality time, babu, it won't happen. So let's know when to put couple quality time and when to have time for ourselves and when to have time for outside activity. It's very important. It all adds up to make you a complete human being. Everybody needs friends. You might not have best friends, but at least sometimes you just need somebody you can hang around with. Do some nonsense and then sensible nonsense and then come back home. It helps. Yes. I hope that will be the last question. Our time is fast spent.
Mami, there's another question. How can you be yourself when you are in a relationship with someone who always wishes you were or behave in another way?
Then you are in a wrong relationship. It's as simple as that. Maybe the person saw the packaging, but the gari is some way. And a wrong relationship. Advise yourself. If you are married there, you need to seek counsel to help. Yes.
Mommy, please, at a point you mentioned somebody gave some money to a lady for rent. And because of that, the person's finances came down.
Mm-hmm.
So you explained that it's like a sign that you are at the wrong place or you are in a relationship with the wrong person. What if it's not the person?
You said?
What if it's not the person? Like, the person is not responsible for that financial state going down.
The person hasn't done anything, but spiritually, the person is not right for you. You are not just a body.
How would you know that it's the lady? It's because of the lady.
Good, because that was the only person this person has dished out money to. And everything went down. Before that money went out, even the person struggled. Before the person got that money that was easy to get was a struggle when he decided to give the money. And after he gave the money, all his business doors closed. It was just after he decided to pray, go for counseling, do something. He said even sometimes when he sleeps, he opens his eyes, but to pray becomes a problem. And anybody who is spiritual and you think deep, you'd always know where the source is coming from, unless you are unwise or you are not spiritual. Yes.
Mommy, there's another question. It says, how do you know that the person you are dating will support you in your future goals?
What is the person doing now? Are you just having fun? Going to Eddie's Pizza, Papa's Pizza, going to Heritage, whatever it is? Or the person calls to ask how your day was, what you are doing about your future and what you are doing about your life? If there's nothing like that, and it's always about enjoyment, be careful. One day, open up and see what sense the person can say. If there's nothing sensible, advise yourself. Last question. Hey, madam, wait, please, wait. Uncle Dix, please check the question for me. Please wait. Yes. Any other question for me? Princess, you want to ask a question? Or you are shy? Any other question for me? Are we good to go? Okay, last question.
Good evening, ma'am. The question is, at what point should people in a relationship spell out the duties in the relationship so there wouldn't be any confusion?
Duties?
Yes.
When you go for counseling, you are told your duties. In a relationship, there's nothing like duties. You are discovering yourself in a relationship. It is when you start counseling that you are told your duties. Queen, did you learn your duties in counseling? So when you are counseling, you learn the duties of a wife and the duties of a husband. It is not when you are in a relationship that your duties including washing, cooking, bathing, scrubbing. I hope you understand. Or taking somebody to school.
Okay, Mommy, there's a question. It says, what do you do
Yes, let me listen to you.
It says, what do you do if you marry Kivo Gary only to get home and realize that she's just an Olonka with no milk and granite, etc.?
So you find a way of adding milk, Gary, because you've managed. You see, you didn't do the enquiries well. You didn't read the labels, so you got carried away by the packaging. Maybe the thing was torn and sellotape has been used to close it. You didn't check all that. Now you have taken it home. Who do you want to bring out to come in? Nobody will buy you. In Ghana, goods sold are not returnable. So nobody will buy. So when you get home and you realize that it's just Gary, proper packaging, look for milk, look for sugar, look for granules, add plenty water and mix it. The thing is that the base is that it is Gary. The only thing is the accoutrement that was not added. So once it is gari and it is not salt, you are safe.
There's a question. It says, what's the difference between a father and a parent?
Eh? That one too is my question. Is that one my question? Or the person wants to ask? Eh? Is it an online question?
Online question.
A father and a parent. Hey, that one there. Please, let's look for Reverend Yalley to come and answer it. I don't want to commit myself.
Okay.
Next
And
question.
then, what happens when you see so much potential in your partner and you keep pushing him or her to become what he or her wants, but the person is always giving excuses? How can you help or solve it? Should you stop?
You see, read on what to do. Sometimes your strategy of getting this person to move is wrong. So go around it and talk to people who have been there to see if they can help you propel this person to move. If you try all means, seek counsel, and it's still not working and this person will not move, there's a likelihood that this person is just a talker but lazy. Then you advise yourself. Yes.
Okay, ma, this question is, I believe partners should always be themselves when in a relationship.
Correct.
So what happens when your partner knows who you are and then tunes themselves to be the kind of person you are, but not being themselves? For you to also, like as in they are packaging themselves to fit your likeness. Then later you find out they are not being themselves or who you like.
Over time, as you talk, you get to know whether the person is being themselves or not. So take your time and talk. Don't go at a rash pace. Gradually, you see, there are certain things that you can't hide for long. And I tell people that there are things that people complain about that when I married the person was not like this, the person has changed. The thing is that you saw the red flags, but you ignored them, hoping that when you marry the person, it will change. So take your time. Sometimes change the strategy a bit if you feel the person is not being himself or herself, and see how the person reacts. Yes. I hope, yes, madam. Last question.
Please, the part that you're talking about, you should ask somebody who you are. What if all the people that are close to you don't want you to feel bad? So they tell you that you are good, but you have something about you that's bad, but they don't want to tell you.
That's a good question. But you know, if you feel that they are lying to you, then there's something in you that is telling you that you have a question mark. If I ask Queen, who do you think I am? And Queen is sugarcoating words, and I feel that what Queen is saying is not true, then there's something that I have to work on. And also, it means that I surround myself with people that make me feel good about myself. I don't want reality. I have surrounded myself with the kind of people that will hail me, but not the people who will tell me the truth. And there are so many people, please have a seat. There are so many people, you know where you go, and the person will tell you that this thing about you is not right, but we will not go there because we don't want to be told the truth. Check yourself. Eunice Mewa. You know where you go and you will hear the truth, but we don't want to go there. Some of you, it's your mother. You say that, oh, as for my mother, she likes talking too much. As for my father, he likes talking too much. As for this person, he likes to... So you go to people that you are comfortable with, and you know they cannot say it to your face because they will be shy. Go to people who will say it to your face. If you even go to your enemy, you know this person doesn't like you. Let them spew it so that you can work on yourself and be a better person. I hope I've answered your question. Yes. I thought that was my last question.
Last question from online.
Okay.
It says, now with the new trend that we are, he's talking about packaging. Everybody is packaging.
Everybody is packaging.
So how do you know
We are in a packaging generation.
the right one to choose, since even in the church and in the world, they all look alike?
Packaging cries more in the church than in the world. Packaging. 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 You see, sometimes too much packaging brings a lot of problems. Because I know who I am and I don't want complications to complain about the sugar or the milk. I don't know the sort of milk, because nowadays when I take milk, my stomach worries me. So I prefer to buy my gari like this. The one that I can see what is inside. Some of you, you are moved by packaging. So packaging is deceiving you. But there are people who are still not packaged so well. They are so raw. So if you feel packaging will worry you, go for the raw one that you can see and you can ascertain. How many people know beans? Beans has a problem when it comes to weevils, right? How many people that weevils easily infiltrate beans and they make holes in them? There are people who take beans and they repackage them. If you go to Melcom and our big shops, you get repackaged beans. When you come home and you tear them into a container, what happens? You don't know where the weevils come. They'll still enter. It is all packaging, but the base is. So I'll go to town, buy my beans, come home, remove the weevils, make sure I'm safe. Then I'll look for something to put in the beans that I'll not be deceived that because it was packaged and put at Melcom, weevils will not attack it. Weevils will still come. But I'll find a way to package the one I bought from the market, remove all the stones and things from it, and try and put something in the beans that will lessen the time the weevils will try and come to them and enjoy my beans. Some of you are too based on packaging, so you are eating gobe that is mixed with so much protein, which is called weevils. You don't want to work hard on any human being. You want it cooked, packaged, opened, smelling nice. Sometimes the man's body can be smelling bad, but he has a good character. Can you take him, and as Valentine and his birthday is coming, buy him some nice deodorants, buy him some shower gel, and advise him not to do it, use it for what he's not supposed to use it for. He should use it to bath. If you came here yesterday, you understand why he has to use the shower gel to bath. Encourage him to bath. That is taking weevils out of the gari. Gradually, that man will become better. That doesn't mean he's a saint. The negative will come out. He will misbehave along the way. But as you've been able to take the weevils out once, you'll be able to take the others when they come and prevent them from getting too much close, to poke too much holes in the beans so that you can enjoy it. I spoke in parables. I hope you understand me. I hope everybody understands me. I don't want anybody to go back after these 3 days and get confused. I hope you understand me. Tomorrow I'll be talking on Saul and David. Somebody will wonder where Saul and David are coming from in single and married. But tomorrow, invite somebody. Tomorrow is Friday. And let the person come and listen to Saul and David. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's do it for Mrs. Nana Yalley for a wonderful time. Let's welcome the father of the house.
Please take your seat. I had to answer some questions. And Mommy, I heard Erisi tells me there's a question you need to answer on YouTube. So I should remind you. You see the way Erisi asks questions? Raise children to ask questions. That's very important. Children who can ask questions, they'll ask Google. I heard that there was a question that I had to answer on difference between parents and father. Parents give birth. fathers are sources. A father, the word father is a source. So sometimes all the source the child has from the father is DNA. But in terms of entrepreneurship, mentality, mindset, they didn't pick it from home. So when Jesus was teaching us in the model prayer, when you pray, our Father which art in heaven, he didn't say our Father. He said which in heaven, because there's the heavenly Father, which Father is a source. And there's also Father on earth. Many people just give birth. And the fact that you gave birth doesn't mean that you are a real father. A father is a source. The person should trace, if the child should be able to trace back and say, I am where I am today because of this person. Then you are a source of reference. But if all that the child can trace that is the DNA, then we are not dealing with you are a parent. So Jesus is from the tribe of Judah. But Mary is not from Judah. It was Joseph who adopted Jesus and took him and raised him up. That made Jesus to come from the tribe of Judah on earth. It is not by bloodline. It is by adoption. Please, I hope you understand me. I hope. And the Mama was also talking about packaging. I tell the guys, don't like what Mommy said, don't be too much in a hurry. Go to the person that you can package yourself. Package. Take the ones you can package. Do you understand me? Take the ones you can do what? Package. Look, there are some of these ladies, if you package them, their body will fit in the way you want it. Sometimes it is hunger. Sometimes it is dressing. Sometimes if the person is not that educated, you can help the person to polish up. Package the person. So I prefer packaging my gari. How many of you agree with me? Than going to buy packaged gari. How many of you agree with me here? Most of the gari you buy that has granite and all those things, you can also package it at home and it will still give you the same taste and the same quality. Is it not true? Than buying it from outside. So my advice is get somebody that is teachable, both ways, whether male or female. You can teach yourself, help yourself to understand each other. And I believe that it will go a long way. Please, is a racist question going to be answered? He said it was a question on YouTube or tomorrow. She's done it already. So I'll hand it over to Reverend David.
Let's do it for the father. So as our father and our mother are saying packaging, a lot of us also will say, because they say I should package, you go and take your capital to go and do packaging. I beg to differ. Don't do that mistake. Your resource, that is everything. You pump your everything because you want to package. Some packaging are very dangerous. If you don't use the right things to package it, you fall into a ditch and you cannot resurrect again, and it will become a scar in your life. Go for things you can package, but know the kind of material or the kind of things you use for the packaging. Thank you very much. So we are going to end today. As she said, tomorrow is going to be Saul and David. And those of you who were not here, when you heard shower gel, you were confused because you missed the first day. You didn't understand shower gel. That is how it is.